Okay, so here we are, home sweet home for the next few days. Got the whole family. We're out at Turkey Foot again. We're at a much different spot. We're about a half mile away or so from the from where the
fishing spot
parking lot is, which is close to a mile away from where we were last time. But we found this nice little clearing. We got plenty of fallen wood to use as tinder, and look over here, we have the Maumee River right there, and then right over that way is the tributary, well, one of the two that come through here that go into the Maumee River. So we have no shortage of fishing, and we brought Mr. Loki. Say hi, Mr. Loki. He's having fun outside. So it should be a good couple of days. Right now we just got here. Took us 2 trips because kids had to bring a bunch of extra stuff for comforts, because this is their first time in a long time doing anything like this. So we brought just some extra creature comforts for them. So we're going to set up the tents and get stuff ready for fishing. Alright, so for this adventure, I'm using the bug out bag I keep in my car, not the one I keep in my SUV. This one's a lot smaller and more designed for woodland stuff and less urban stuff. So me and oldest are going to start the inaugural fire. Get these bugs down, hopefully. Alright, we got our starter bundle. She's working on roughing the tinder up. It recently rained here, so there is 0 dry grass or leaves. Some of the sticks we found were dry. Alright, so you're gonna take that and you're gonna stick it down in there, right in that little hole that I made, with the fuzzy sides sticking up. Okay, through trial and error, we actually discovered that this is a magnesium ferro rod, not an actual ferro rod. So this might change things up a little bit.
Come on, go what I'm telling you to. Oop. My nerves.
Alright, so we gave up on the magnesium ferro rod because those things kind of stuck, and used a lighter.
Used a blowtorch that time.
Lesson learned. But also, this is a good time to mention these lighters. These are MK lighters. They're red flame torch lighters. They're really nice and they're dirt cheap. Get them at Menards. You get them in packs of 2 for like $1.86. Highly recommend picking up some of these. Alright, we got tent set up. So we're going to get some organization going in here.
Yep, one of the first things we're going to do is get your foot away from the fire.
Me and Abby are going to go get some fish, hopefully. I did a dumb and I forgot 2 of my 4 fishing poles. I was going to set one out and use it for catfish exclusively. Put a little jingle bell on it, the whole 9. But we just got the 2 collapsible ones, which is fine. It's just not 4. We got to set the minnow dip net, and I'll probably set some bank lines. Alright, we found a nice little spot here. Slow moving water. I'm going to check this area, see what kind of fish are in it. I'm hoping we can get some catfish out of here. This seems like a really good place to get some catfish. And there is gar in these waters, so this is definitely would be a place we'd get a gar. There is, I checked the ODNR guide for what's legal for gar specifically, and Ohio classifies them as a forage fish. So there is no size limit, there is no quantity limit per day The only exception is if we were to catch an alligator gar, which are super rare out here, but if for some reason we were to catch an alligator gar, they're a protected species out here, so we cannot keep them. They're actually, the book actually says you have to cut your line. So you lose your lure, you lose some line, but you're legally required to do that if you notice that you have an alligator gar, which is a little bit weird, but I guess every state's a little bit different.
Alright, as you can see, I got a nice good fire going and a nice collection of wood, all thanks to help from my son. It's been really easy to collect the wood all throughout this area. There is definitely no lacking in selection. Though a lot of the good stuff we've been finding has been in like the V shapes for trees because it's higher up, not on the ground, not as wet. Definitely don't want your wood being wet.
Alright, so I'm going to use this lure I just picked up from Cabela's. This is one of their XPX Extreme Performance Series poppers. I've had real good luck with poppers, and I like these colors. Bright yellow to the greenish blue. Alright, fishing in this little stream, active fishing isn't working out too great. We've been at it for almost an hour. I haven't even had a nibble. So I'm going to use this tarred bank line and some of this stuff here. And we're going to set a couple of bank lines and hope to catch some catfish tonight.
Hey there everybody, Wifey here. The husband is off collecting fish and foraging. Hoping to add to some of the dinner we're making. We are making a pasta primavera Mountain House adventure meal. We are making 2 of them because we got the kiddos with us. It honestly smells so good. Yummy. Look at that pasta-y goodness. I figured while dinner's cooking, I could tell you about a product we're trying out for the first time. I think, honestly, most girls should have. It's called the Go Girl. You can buy them at Walmart. It allows you to do your business standing up, so you don't have to squat down and risk getting some poison ivy in places you definitely don't want poison ivy. We're teaching our daughters how to use them. They each have one too. Yeah. It makes life so much easier.
So there you have it, the pink dough. For bank lines in Ohio, you are not allowed to use treble hooks. You're only allowed to use single hooks. So I have a single circle hook in there. Now the catfish that would be in here aren't that big, so I did not use that large of a hook. And I have it to a 6-inch leader on my bank line. Alright, so we've had an epic failure of a fishing time. It's been close to 2.5 hours and we have, for fish, 0 fish. So we've got our poles set up for catfish rig. She has an emerald shiner and I am using the magic bait. We got the jingly bells on there. I'm going to go set a couple more bank lines. Wifey's got the pasta that we brought. We brought some Mountain House stuff just so, you know, we don't starve. This isn't a survival challenge or anything. This is just, we'll call it extreme camping in the middle of the woods. And we're supplementing with anything we could get. So legally, there's no hunting season right now. So the only thing I could legally hunt would be coyote, wild pig, or groundhog, because those are all year round. So right now we're basically just relying on fish or random groundhog, which I have seen here. So yeah, let's go set some bank lines.
Alright, everybody, we caught a common Wells catfish, or Wells, river catfish. It's a little bit bigger than what we caught before, but on one of the lines. Big enough to eat all of it, for all of us to eat, but it'll definitely be good to be shared in another meal.
That was with the magic bait at the first one we set.
It has a mustache.
It has a mustache.
So we're gonna get this processed up and get it fried in some oil.
Heck yeah.
And then we'll eat a pop.
Anyway, we're gonna use some EVOO. Put that in our pan. Like I said, this isn't a survival challenge, so we're not doing things survival-wise, but we're gonna do. And then I'm going to use, wherever it went, what I do with it. Uh-oh, I left my seasoning.
Under your leg.
We got some of this Kinder's seafood blend seasoning. We're gonna try it on this here catfish. See how good it is. All right, fish is cooked. We scraped the meat off of it. There's not a whole lot on there. We did fry up the eyeballs as well.
There's a solid thingamabob in there.
And it fell out of your hand.
No, it's solid. Maybe I can like.
We rebaited that set line, and then we took the head and put it on a bank line, and I got a minnow net out. So 4 bank lines, a minnow net. If I'm up and bored later, I might try some active fishing for catfish, but right now I'm hungry, the family's hungry. We got Mountain House pasta primavera with some bacon bits that we added to it, and then a little bit of catfish and some baked beans. So dinner's on, we're gonna eat. Hopefully good.
I'll take it.
Okay, so post dinner review. It didn't last long, I was very hungry. The fish turned out very good. Obviously there wasn't a lot of it, but it turned out most excellent. Catfish, you can't go wrong with fried catfish. What do you guys think of the pasta?
The pasta is definitely better than the Mountain House mac and cheese that I know I've heard from you guys.
Is
I love the.
That was the Ready Wise mac and cheese that sucked. The Mountain House is good.
Oh yeah.
So there you have it. Kids love the pasta primavera Mountain House meal. Although we did doctor it up with some bacon bits, which, yeah.
Can't go wrong with bacon.
You can't go wrong with bacon.
It was the best.
You're the best.
I like the catfish because it didn't have as much like
Fishy taste.
fishy taste like the crappie or bass. So I had bass.
Yeah, bass are very fishy. Catfish is not so much. Hopefully with all these bank lines we got going, we'll get some more and hopefully something bigger and more substantial. Because we only got a tiny portion per person.
Dad.
And I think 2 people didn't get fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want.
Yeah, only 3 of us actually got fish. 2 of us did not get fish because there was not enough.
I got fish. I just didn't eat it off my plate. I ate it out of the pan. So I didn't put it on my plate because that would have been selfish.
We might get more fish.
And that one
If
doesn't
they
like
stop.
fish. So I'm not going to make her eat it.
She doesn't like fish until there's ketchup with it.
We have 0 ketchup in the wilderness.
Zero ketchup. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So we brought one of these $12 camp showers you get at Walmart. Filled it with half river water and then half hot river water. Make a nice warm thing just to wash our heads and faces, and little ones washing her legs. She got tore up by razor weeds earlier. But we're gonna check the bank lines, and I think we're going to check in for the night. I don't know if I'm going to do any night fishing or not. But right now we're just going to check the bank lines to see if we got anything. Nothing like walking through the woods at night. So far, nothing for our catfish lines. We're checking the fourth one now. Nothing. Putty's getting low on these. The third one, the putty was gone, and me, being a dum-dum, didn't bring it. Fortunately, we're not too far from camp, so we'll just grab some putty and re-putty that up, and then we'll be done checking those for the night. I also checked the minnow trap, and we've got a whole lot of nothing except soggy dog food. So hopefully that'll produce some kind of bait fish or something. I don't know.
I think the next time if we get another fish, we should use the gizzards.
Fish don't have gizzards.
Well, I meant like the insides.
You mean the guts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Words. Words mean things.
Good job.
Okay, so, well, in the time frame from when we checked our lines to coming back to camp to getting the bait to going back to, we got ourselves a catfish. This one's pretty good size compared to the last one.
It's much bigger.
Probably maybe a 2-pounder.
That's a good.
But what's
kind of-
real funny is that there was no bait on the hook. We checked the bait, we checked it, there was nothing on it, maybe residuals if anything. Dropped the hook, came back, not even 10 minutes later and this guy was on the hook. So we got at least one catfish for tomorrow, so that's a total of 2 catfish for our fishing, which is not a lot of fish comparatively to how long we've had lines in the water, but all in all it's pretty good. This does give me hope, and I think we're actually going to take our poles out and try to do some active catfishing. Alright, it's getting late, it's about 10 o'clock. We didn't have any luck, although I'm kind of short on patience right now because I'm getting a little bit hungry again, definitely thirsty, and very tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. So we're going to wrap this up. That's going to be the end of day 1. Stay tuned for day 2.